Do, 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 do. Hello, and welcome to JD Paint Project. Alrighty, so we are now doing. I know we teased this a few weeks ago. I haven't started a paint project because I haven't had the thing ready yet, but now we're kind of sort of maybe ready to get started. So let's get started. I know I'm about a half an hour late at the scheduled starting time, but it's okay because I had to do some work stuff and get some more stuff ready. So what I'm going to do on this project is we're going to start a Titanic project, and we're going to go through all the steps from start to finish. So that includes preparing it, priming it, putting it together, potentially pinning it, all the steps we need to go through to get this thing done. And we're going to do it in 1.5 hour to 2 hour blocks every day, or not every day, but every Monday. I say that, and immediately next Monday, I'm actually going to be driving back from Disney. So we're going to get our nice start this week, and then in 2 weeks, we'll jump back in. So I'm going to pull the box over here. I'm going to move my paints around because I probably won't need my paints today. And I'm going to bring up a hint of what we're doing. Okay, so check this out. It's so big. Can I get... I don't know if I can make enough room. So when I said we have a Titanic project, I wasn't kidding. So Trevor has purchased the Warbringer Titan, or it's the one under the War Master. I don't know, it's a super big Titan, and Trevor got one. So we're going to be putting it together, and it's going to be a lot of fun, I hope. So let's see what we got in here. Now, I don't know if this is where we're going to start today or what. I've sort of been keeping it alone. Man, holy moly. Please do not bend. What is all this? Ooh, is this an instruction? Okay. It is the Legio Titanicus Warbringer Nemesis Titan. This is just the body. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 bags in here. Look at this thing. I mean, it's got super big pieces. And you can see, like, this is... Yeah. That's the torso components. Leg components. And this is literally just the torso and the leg right there. And actually, I don't know. Let's see. What else is in this do not bend? Did they give us a nice big fat transfer sheet? No, but you got the Fabricator General has decreed that your army may deploy the might of a Warbringer Titan. Tremble, foes of mankind, for the might of the Omnissiah is upon you. Thought for the day. Victory needs no explanation. Defeat allows none. This is 135th one. That's pretty awesome. So we'll put this back in the do not bend. What else is in here? There is something else in here. We got a priming and painting guide and a check by this. So this thing was checked and boxed back in 2018. So it has been just sitting there for a few years waiting on Trevor. All right. So now I did get some tips from a wonderful friend of mine up in Huntsville, Clay, M3, and modeling knife, sanding sand, sandpaper files, variable speed rotary tools, saw, tweezers, pin vise, drill bits, sculpting tools, super glue, accelerator, epoxy, model filler, man. All right, so we're definitely going to be spending really good time on this. Now this says use theirs. I'm going to go ahead and or on the side of my buddy Clay telling me to use an automotive primer for this kind of thing. So we did get some of that. But first, we're going to put this back in this box and see what else we have. And I know the camera is not really set up to see this stuff because it is mainly for painting. So let's, I do have my phone ready to go. So if we have to go, when we go prime something, when we go add things to add water or wash something off, I do have my camera ready to go for a mobile camera studio type thing. In fact, real quick, check that out, JD Mobile. So we're gonna remove that though real quick. All right, what else we got down here? So I got another box like that one. Let's pull that out. Oh. It is another one of those giant boxes. You don't need to be. Let's see. This part is. Oh no, who knows? I mean, it's lots of tons of parts. Oh god, that's gorgeous. I mean, just that's a big piece. I mean, look at the size of my. I mean, it's the size of my hand. This is going to be a big boy. It's a small toddler. I'm guessing this is the rest of the parts we saw in that first box because this has no instruction booklet in it or anything. So this must be the other part of the legs and torso. So we're going to cover that back up and worry about that later because I think when I set up my plan of attack, it was to do this piece by piece, right? I think that's the smartest thing. So sadly, there are more boxes. So now let's go to this box. This is the Warbringer Titan Quake cannon, and then this is actually still sealed. So let's go ahead and take a look at it. See if the camera can agree with me a little bit easier. There we go. Hello. Holy moly. That is big and heavy. And I know I've been working on that Astreus, but like, whoo, look at this. That's okay. Good. Is that his shoulder? Look at that. That's crazy. Okay, and then down here, the guide, and oh, okay, that's his back cannon. Good grief, that's a big boy. This is gonna be fun. All right, so let's go ahead and put this back in. We don't need this yet. I got 3 more boxes, y'all. I bet it's the 2 arms and the head. That's my guess. So there's his big back cannon. And then we've got Battle Titan Laser Blaster. So let's take a look at this. Good, that has instructions. That's the three-barreled laser. Okay, so that looks to be pretty simple. However, we'll still wait before we tackle that. Let's go ahead and wrap it back up. Of course, we'll never get it as perfect as they did to get it back in the box. And the last box, no, second to last box is a Battle Titan laser blaster. So same gun. We don't need to revisit that. And then the littlest box. It is the Mars Alpha Pattern Warbringer Titan head. So this is where I thought we would start because it seemed to be the smallest piece. That'd be a good way to get our feet wet before we get into the main bulk of this bad boy. So let's pull this down and see what we're looking at. Okay. So again, we got the instructions. We got the full head. Let's bring it up a little bit. All right. Let's see. Let's open it up and see what we have gotten ourselves into. So they full on have a crew in there. Let's see. Glue optional assembly is the Princeps throne and things like that. How do we? Is there spots to not glue? So I think we want to try to use the head. If you wish to keep the head removable so you can view the crew inside, you can magnetize the Mars Alpha Predator Warbringer head 6 2mm. Mars Alpha instead of gluing it into place, so we can we'll get some magnets by the time we end there. That way we can I guess that top here, so we can see the crew inside. I guess that's actually a question for Trevor, but I'm pretty sure he'll want to. We'll definitely need to get some magnets because we're going to magnetize that, and this literally says to magnetize the right and left side cables so that we can magnetize maybe the whole head, so it doesn't have to be all carried together. So this is going to be fun. All right, that being said, let's see what components we have. Let's go ahead and do this and keep it open. I mean, holy moly. So we got thrones and, like, you know, there's his head. It's got a big head. His head's bigger than the Space Marine. Whew. All right, so I can definitely see this is going to take work. And so, yeah, this is not a toy. You're not wrong. I mean, it is, but it isn't. This is going to take a lot of work. And I'm going to be straight up with all of y'all. Paint project on Mondays is probably going to be kind of boring sometimes because we're going to go through every boring step process. I'm not going to do anything off camera. So like when we have to green stuff this, we're going to green stuff this. When we have to sand it down and take time to paint it, that's what we're going to do. So anyway. Oh, and then I got, you know what? I might commission my eldest child to freehand paint some stuff here because we got all these pretty surface areas stuff that we need pretty paintings in. All right, so let's take a look at our first steps. Our first step is the access hatch and the frame. So the access hatch and the frame. So that's not that.
Questions?
And we have a Trevor. I actually do have a question for Trevor.
I heard.
Oh.
Thunder heard you.
Oh, it wasn't anything that needed to be asked right now.
Oh, well.
It was because we're not going to get to that step today.
Oh, fair enough.
However, looking through the instructions, we're going to start with the head.
Fair spot.
I'm assuming. Do you want the head top of the head removable so you can see the crew?
I would like it to be, unless that is
that's like the first question, so I know what question tree to ask you.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
I have no problem with it, but
Okay.
know that now we'll need to get magnets and ways to adhere the magnets, like drills, the right size.
Okay.
So, and this actually gives magnet recommendations.
Oh,
so, for instance, come back here. If you wish to keep the head removable so that you can view the crew inside, you can magnetize the Mars Alpha pattern Warbringer head. It says use 6 2mm magnets sold separately instead of gluing it into place, which I'm imagining is going to be this top part.
I would imagine.
Because if I did that back there, you still couldn't see inside.
Yep.
So we'll do 6 magnets along the crown here, and then to magnetize the right and left cables, which are going to be here.
Coming off the set.
So we can when
Remove it.
for transportation, this needs 4. So it looks like 2mm. We'll go back and look at the other instruction booklets to see if they recommend any bigger ones. I know 2mm, I think, is a little bit bigger than that because
What size? 2mm.
2mm.
What's
These are the ones I have here.
Yeah, those are
Those should be ones.
those are 2x1s.
Yeah.
I think.
So anyway, but yeah.
Um,
Oh, so the neck joint's actually in the body kit. So that's good to know.
does it tell you where to drill or there to drill?
Well, let's see. Where is the top of his head?
I don't see any spots that are pre-drilled on this.
This is the top. No,
Nope, that's the back.
This is the top of his head. Yeah.
That's the bottom.
No, no, that's the crown.
Huh,
What's
okay.
the crown?
No, I'd have to drill in,
Okay.
and that's fine.
Yeah.
I just need the right size drill and the magnets.
Okay.
So, but that again, it's not something that we're worried about during the stream, and I have warned everybody that the stream could potentially at times be super boring, but we're starting. So, okay, but that was mainly those questions I have for the head. Like, I mean, if you want the Princeps and his Moderati viewable, then we'll need then we'll magnetize it, which is fine. Well, if we magnetize and pin everything, then it'll be sturdy on the table and then removable so that you can transport it. So
Cool.
Oh, and I'll need a toothbrush or an abrasive brush of some form.
Okay.
I thought we had discussed that, but like when we wash the minis, which I'm gonna go start here in a little bit, but actually I thought about getting everything clipped and looking and dry fitting and seeing where I'm gonna need the green stuff, because already, like just with the face,
Is there some stuff?
well, it's not horrible. It's not as bad as my Astrea sometimes, but like
Probably not nearly as bad as Chris's.
But so fine up there, but a little gap down there, or fine down there, a little gap up there.
I gotcha.
So like I could try to force it, but then we still get a little gap in his chin. So we're gonna do this right. We're gonna green stuff the gaps and make it pretty. So
like I said, you tell me what you need.
yeah, so we'll need. I mean, I've got plenty of green stuff for now.
It's not like I haven't thrown enough money at this thing
Right.
just in purchasing it.
I know I have enough green stuff for now, but we're not to green stuff. I'll need a medium. What's the word I'm looking for? See, this says abrasive, like a toothbrush, but I don't want like a soft or a hard. It's that medium.
Yep, I gotcha.
I can't think of the word.
I'll think of it. I'll figure it out.
And I also thought about commissioning Savannah on some of this. Because if we can get some gorgeous freehand on these shields.
Oh, yeah, no, totally down.
Right? Like,
Totally down.
hey, Nana, paint me something. All right. And so everybody knows we're doing a silvery gray with red, even crimson, so to speak.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
What?
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 Nothing?
One more time?
I don't know.
One more time?
Look, I won my game on Saturday. Played BYE.
Oh, we won our game.
Yeah, you were losing to Tennessee for
Doesn't
a minute.
matter. We won.
For a minute.
Doesn't matter. We won.
It was adorable.
Yep.
Okay.
We just wanted to have Tennessee to think they had a chance.
Right. All right. So we need the back door, which is literally
What's this game?
This is-
supposedly play?
access. You know what it
We won't
was.
Play our game.
Well, I'm sorry. I work 7 days a week.
There's that. And we need.
I just pulled a 10-hour shift. Absolutely plumb fuck nothing.
All right.
Stream.
Should I mute?
Sorry.
Because I can mute if you want to keep going. Okay. Where is this piece? The frame.
8 hours at home. I clock in at 5. I do another 4 hours up here.
This is the top of the head. Oh, it's. No, wait a minute. Oh. That is not supposed to be like that. That is supposed to be empty. So there's step number 1 is working on this piece. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and put these back for a minute. And let's set him to the side. And I'm running out of room. All right, so we need clippers and we need our knife. All right, so we're gonna very carefully clip. I see why they were saying use a saw on some things. However, yeah, I can't quite get my clippers around it. But we can make it work. Look at that. That's why I do like the resin sometimes, is it'll gotta be careful. You don't want it to pop, but luckily that's going. Looks, is it going into that? Yeah, it's gonna sit in that somehow. I don't know how. Wait, that don't make no sense. Anyway, we'll take a look at that in a second. While we're here, let's go ahead. I'm going to err on the side of that is probably a glue point, so we'll leave that there. Let's go ahead and give a nice little snip there. Now, big chunks of resin. All right. I'm going to go ahead and leave this for a second. Leave. I'm killing my battery on my phone waiting. So we'll go ahead and leave until... Nope, I don't want to do that. I'm trying to get back into it. What are you doing? The camera's not even camera's not even facing that way.
I don't care. Bob was sneaking up on you.
All right, so this looks like we have to carve this out all the way to the edges. So we can go ahead and pull this down. And now we are going to carefully carve this resin to its framework. I'm going to go ahead and do wider swaths now and then get more detail-y in a minute. That way I don't want to mess this up. I also don't want to cut myself. So I want to be very careful. I have a sharp blade. I don't want to push too hard so it burns through the resin into my finger. There we go. All right, now let's just keep working up here. little scrape to get that last little edge off. Alrighty. Last little bit. So, once you get some of the weight off it, the last part's a little easier. This last little bit here. There we go. Let's go ahead and clean it up like we have been doing. And then let's clean up where we snipped it off its, I don't know what you want to call it, because it's not its sprue, but I guess it is probably. Make sure all these mold lines are off. And we have a baby in the store. Awesome. I'm going to get them while they're young. What's your poison? Magic? Pokemon? 40K? And I don't want to say sadly, the awesome thing is most of our customers bring their customers in just for that reason. Let's continue the nerd traditions. Lord knows I've done it with my kids. All right, let's go ahead. We're paying fine attention to detail. Getting all these little Okay. Hey, Brian. All right, so we've got that cleaned up. Let's go ahead and all right. So we got that whole piece removed, and this part is cleaned up and ready for its next step. Trevor, this piece had a whole flat piece in there we had to cut out.
Did it really?
Yeah.
Strut support or something?
No, just that was, it had 4 holes. It was that piece that had 4 holes in it.
Oh.
I don't know why I'm trying to be clean.
I don't know. I was wondering why you're trying to catch it.
All right, now let's look at the second piece we're working on, which is the back door, basically. I don't know. It's weird. It's got those 4 holes, which were not the same 4 holes, but I still don't understand how this piece glues yet. But we'll figure it out.
Huh? Is it a hook in?
No,
Like
because
up and
according
over?
to here, it's supposed to be...
Yeah, up and over. It hooks in.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Okay, something's not letting it, so let's clean this before we go back and look at this piece. All right.
our heart's just pumping right now.
And then you get the bill.
The bill for this ain't gonna be any worse than the bill for it was.
No, probably not.
Alright, I'm gonna leave this right here. I'll get it when I get back.
Okay. You're good.
As long as Dad doesn't try to put it back on the shelf.
We got a little strut support. Is it a space? Brian asked you if it was a space toilet. Yes, this is absolutely a space toilet because it's the shit.
Yup.
It is a form of a throne that we're building right now, actually.
Yeah, it is. About 110 feet tall if it was real.
Well, no, I mean some of the pieces look like a throne, like they're
No, where the
they're-
princeps sits
when the princeps
absolutely a throne.
is a throne. But oh, now it fits super easy. I guess I did just have to remove that stuff. Sweet, look at that dry fit, looking good. May have to green stuff up there. Let's see how well it sticks once we get the glue. But before we do that, we do have to clean it. But I don't want to do that yet until we get the rest of these pieces ready to be cleaned. And by cleaned, I mean literally we're gonna dawn it. All right,
I was
so
gonna hand it to you so you can put it in the camera, but I feel like there might be a copyright.
yeah, there's probably a copyright thing. Let's just say I didn't actually say name. Let's just say if it's good enough for baby ducks, it's good enough for his baby, because this thing is as big as a baby. All right,
I'll be back in a few hours.
sounds good. This actually isn't a horrible piece. Let's got some that looks like the mold line runs through the center this way. Clean up every little bit of it if that we can. Which means it's running up through here. That's weird.
It was Monday. Is it?
I mean, technically no, but the work day is for us.
I would tell you to eat something, but I am on live. My workday never ends on Monday. Okay, so,
All it takes is somebody calling me and I gotta deal with dumb shit.
huh?
All it takes is somebody calling me and I gotta deal with dumb shit.
That's fair. All right, so we got our first two pieces. Step one is now cleaned up and ready to go. As far as cleaned up from the see, look, a little bit here.
My alarm clock goes off at 7. Go
All
on
right.
later.
Now I think we're good to go on that. Let's look at it again. I'm glad Trevor's here to tell me where things go. All right, so we have the first part of the head. All right, the next part is we have an operation deck. So the operation deck looks like it's cool. We're dropping pieces already. We're dropping cords or something. What did we drop? We dropped, some tubing. Okay, so we get our wait a minute. Why do I have a throne and a throne with a guy in it? I guess it's if I don't want to use it. I don't know. They give me options. Okay. So it looks like, look at it. I got all these arms. And let's get our princeps here. No, these are Maserati. let's go ahead. You know what? Let's go ahead and pull Princeps so we can handle this item. So we don't need. Yeah, we're not going to use the optional Princeps throne. We're going to use this Princeps throne and his space deck, or what is it called? Operation deck. So let's go ahead and pop that. Ow, that one hit me in the chin.
Don't let it do that.
Hey, Greek.
What's up? See that you.
We have started the project.
Step 0 is fun.
I mean, yeah.
Maybe.
You might even invade us and stuff.
Oh, you didn't open it?
No, I was going to open it again.
Oh. Well, give me an hour.
You're working.
I am working. All right, so this is where actually sandpaper would come in handy, or a file, but no worries. We will just very carefully use our knife to clean that up and get it nice and smooth.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, also, when I went to their 4K, so they have all of the missions left.
Okay.
It was basically like sitting over. Now, obviously, it's closer to where they're playing. But like they would have it, kind of how we have the seats, like the missions would all.
I feel like I should be wearing a mask for this because if there's some dusting up.
Of the mission.
All right.
Yeah, they just took the book. We did, and it is.
So it looks like when we get this glued in, that this will go down here. Very nice.
It looked to be like one single on a base, and you can hook them up. And how it's going to run.
So it's starting to come together. Let's go ahead and snip Mr. Princeps. Like I want to glue them, but I know they need to be washed first. All right, and so while we're back here, looks like we've got some connectors to make sure nothing breaks. He looks awfully angry. I guess that explains why he's running a 100-ton machine into battle. All right, let's carefully run back here. Now I know without washing, this would glue fine, but then the paint won't do well. So we're gonna get. Hopefully, the plan is for today is let's get all these pieces cut and cleaned up and ready, and then maybe the last thing we'll do is we'll get our bucket full of detergent to get the mold release off the resin. Or we might wait, depending on how long this takes us. We might wait and do that first thing next time so that, like I said, I don't want to do any of this that y'all don't see.
And then I have to order online, and I hate ordering things online.
All right, so let's check for mold lines on the front. You know what? We have to be very careful because I'm assuming this handle So let's carefully run our knife in through here.
They'll be quiet. And we have a magic word dust.
Very carefully. It's going to break. It's going to break. There's no way to fix it.
Every dragon in 1 mile becomes aware of it, unerringly trying to reach it. You could just stop,
Ooh.
even though it's not.
Yep. All right, so we're gonna have to reglue that. We're gonna reassess that.
Yeah, that's what.
Okay, so we're gonna keep that in his lap. Oops, too small. All right, where are his hands?
How much of that is actually
He gets.
like this big chunk of it, or if it's all of
He
it?
just gets we got
It's a huge monstrosity.
C, B, B, A, C. Oh, he's C because he has. So look at this. 2 guys have like padding, but he's got the little tassels like he's a general. So that's nice. All right, so let's carefully we're gonna halfway down on this so we can really carefully get his arm clipped off. And let's go ahead and get the other one. All right. So now we're gonna clip it along that way, and then very carefully. When you're working with resin, it is much softer, so you have to be very careful. But at times, it can give you resistance. It's a different beast, say, than plastic. So just be aware of that if you ever get a forge rolled or even fine cast from GW or any other resin piece, that it does have a different feel to it. So let's dry fit. And it'd probably work on the thing if I still had it there. Heat. Whoops. All right. Very Emperor-esque.
Basically, it's a dragon ball.
Brain dragon.
The Dragon Flare.
No,
Yes.
yeah.
All right. And then, man, look how, he's got super delicate individual fingers. Here you go. All right. So, please don't drop. All right, so his arms are ready. All right, we're going to go ahead and wash these. You know what? We're going to go ahead and I'm not going to do what I did with this. We're going to go ahead and leave the stems on so I know whose arm goes to whom. So let's go ahead and check them for mold lines. Now, so far so good. Looking good. The arms look good. So, all right, then let's remove these 2. Oh, you know what? There's A and B. So let's go ahead and I'm going to cut it so we can keep the A and B, and then we can remove that before we glue it to the seats. But let's go ahead and while we're doing this, get rid of these supports.
Down with this. It's what I'm doing for like the last 2 weeks. Putting shit together. I got a bunch of crap.
So basically,
So
it is a second.
So I want to believe Imperial Knights will be after them.
Yeah.
So we'll see what.
I said want to believe.
No,
so.
no. This Saturday
Yeah.
is online.
The Warbringer Day.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, let's
Yeah.
check
I
for
got this one to put together.
other than the thing, the big carbuncle out of his booty, where he needs a space toilet. That one's looking good. Let's go ahead and
Aspect of not even day, just one aspect.
I've got to get more of those glasses. It's like all.
clean this up so he'll be able to sit on said chair.
Basically,
Yeah, I got it.
but
Two
dragon is
Castellans, 2,000.
so good at the hardware that it can basically
Four blades.
All right.
someone basically.
I mean, I can't even test him on the seat because of his carbuncle, but that's okay. Let's go ahead and fit that. We're going to go ahead and fit that. We can even lose his arm and fit that.
I actually played.
So
I just wanted to see.
man, it looks cramped in there for having such a lot of big thing. He doesn't have a whole lot of room, but we'll make it work, won't we? So let's go ahead and set his arms in there. I'm going to try to keep this contained. Set these guys down. They ain't got no feet. I don't guess you're ever going to see their feet. Oh, it all falls apart. All right, and their arms. All right. So we're going to move all these trapezoids that these pieces come on. And let's look at, well, you know what? Let's get where's our handle that we broke? There it is. Keep that over there, and then let's clear this off. Whew. All right, next step. All right, so we are now getting into so this is definitely things I want to be very careful with because this is seen outside. This, believe it or not, Brian, is for Warhammer 40K. It is called which one is this? The Battle Master? Warbringer Titan. So, let's see if I can give you some kind of scale. So this is the Princeps. I'd say a normal Space Marine would stand about here. Now, granted, this guy's sitting down, but let's say a Space Marine's about this tall, right? So Space Marine's this tall.
You have that Space Marine over there?
No. Do you have one handy?
Got one right
Just got an intercessor or something?
You got a hub blaster.
Hell Blaster works. All right, so this is the face mask for this Titan. Okay. There's a intercessor, Hell Blaster for scale, right? Like this thing is minuscule compared to what this is going to be. Like it doesn't come up to its big toe when we're done.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be that big. So it's going to be very interesting. That's why this is going to be a multi episodic project because this is going to take a while for us to complete. At least, I mean, we could half-ass it and have it done in a month, but why? Yeah, it's big boy. And I want to say, so a normal game of 40K, a normal tournament game of 40K is at 2,000 points. I want to say this guy is at 7,500. So you can't use them in like a normal game of 40K. You play, there's a version of 40K called Apocalypse, where people just bring 10,000 points and throw them on the table. This would be a scenario-driven game where you would say, all right, y'all, I'm bringing the Titan. Y'all bring 2,000. 4 of you bring 2,000 points to see if you can kill it. That type of thing. Hey, Manson. All right, so we got a little bit of a mold line down here we want to take care of. Beautiful. All right, how's the top look? Top looks good. It can be. I know a lot of people love it. It's not my favorite way to play because every time I played in the past 30 years, I literally show up, put my things on the table, and then pick them up and go home because they get shot before I can do anything. Because I never had anything like this. Now, if I had something like this, the Estrellas could stay around for a little bit. It's worth it and more fun when you bring in the big boys. But yeah, that's a big boy right there. And what's funny, sad, or scary is that Games Workshop / Forward World makes one more Titan bigger than this one. And that's the War Master Titan. It's big. All right, so let's continue cleaning up this piece.
That's what they were at.
I'm not gonna lie, for some reason my knife felt a little sticky for a second, and I was like, "Oh my god, did I cut myself?" Because, like I said, my blade's sharp, so I may cut myself without knowing it.
Dragon is a pack. Get some of those really weird out there dragons. Like, not sure.
Well, I wasn't gonna leave them on the sprue. Ooh, that might have. You gotta be careful because that might have dug into my finger too much. No, well, the deal was for me to do this from A to Z. So, and of course, I'm charging them extra. Come on. Did I get a smile on my thumb? No, I didn't cut it. Yay! All right, so let's check the bottom. This doesn't have the same problem, but others. Let's go ahead and smooth it out a little bit. No, Will, I'm smart. I'm just going to charge them by the hour. All right. That's right. All right. So looks like, man, these two pieces don't see any mold mistakes from its casting. The only thing I've noticed with the faceplate, which is honestly going to be a big visual center point, is what I was showing Trevor earlier. I got it nice and flush at the top, but you can see there's a little gap in the bottom. Or alternatively, now I could squeeze it. Maybe a little hot water might work. We might do that. We might try that next week. Well, not next week, the week after, before we glue. See if we can, because so hot water and resin, you can form it to how you want. Yeah, greens, but we may end up just throwing some green stuff in there in that gap because it's not that bad. It's really not. And honestly, with the glue we use, that'll actually fill that gap a lot, and then green stuff to smooth it over, and we'll be good to go. But anyway, those pieces are done. So now we are getting the sensor array. Oh, it's one piece. I thought it was two pieces. Well, that makes this real easy. All right, so the sensor array, which is honestly, oh gosh, you know what? That actually makes that a little different beast when we are gluing that, because we're not gluing them just to. All right, here's where it's going to get interesting, because that's a little bit bigger than my clippers. Aha. Pop that off. And that's a big old chunk, so let's...
Six packs of the first Soul Calibur set, Soul Calibur box. 6 of the Street Fighter from Darkstalkers set. And then, or 6.
Oh, wow. Look at all that. No wonder we can't see their feet. That is definitely going to get that's definitely going to get painted before we put any of that together. Because look, so that's going to go.
There was only 2 characters. 2 players were running the same character, but they were both running different decks. So 10 characters across all campus. Most of them were from My Hero. It's the newest one. That's what people are at.
So that actually changes it. We're going to have to do something because it's not quite fitting. There we go. So now he's got eyes. Look at that. That's going to be cool. Actually, that fits quite well. May need a little hot water love. All right, and then just got a couple pieces left. We got a dome, a pair of shields, and the cords. So let's set these to the side.
Well, no, she's but so if you're weapon, if your attack is a charge, it gets +1 damage for every card. But this is the second one you card. It will get 2. And also a weapon. So if you get 5/5, and then your first enhanced since it's gets 5, you can make it +1 speed, make it 10 speed, 5 damage deck. But only without having to resolve other things. You can do it just based on response.
Right.
And they were running a couple of developments. Don't forget, was running Bang. Spike shooting in the air. I don't know what it does. Recognize it.
All right, so that was an easy piece. And that will go there. So we'll take a look at it. Take a look at it real quick.
stuff for terrain.
We can definitely there.
Set up a
There.
repair night to try to repair some of the stuff that's broken.
Because this could definitely, let's see. Let's leave all their arms.
No, we probably just take a day and work on building out the industrial frame into sets. Because there's enough of this over there where we got enough.
If you will remind me, I will bring that whole sector I have at the house that's unput together. That I keep forgetting to bring. So there's the head.
I'll remind you, JD.
Okay.
Because that always goes over well.
If I ask, then yes, it does. All right. And so let's pop these shields, get these ready. Obviously, this isn't really necessarily part of the head.
How much stuff do we actually have? I mean, is it enough to build more? Do we do more than one with? If it's not enough to put together like a table's worth of shit, I would suggest we just do this
Well, no.
for repairs.
Well, it's things like this kind of stuff here. This piece is completely useless.
Yeah.
It needs to be repaired and extended back out. This went on top of a piece to form a wall. It's gone, so there's just a piece of it that's completely gone. Okay. This was the side, like stuff that we would count to. The one of these completely shattered.
All right. So this needs a little love.
This was.
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah.
and so we're like,
And we probably need to schedule one of those. I'd rather.
like
Yeah.
that is,
That's a bunch of shit.
yeah.
Here we go. Follow that down. We just want to get that hard edge.
And that's more medium-sized stuff. That's
All right. So one shield done.
Yeah, we probably.
yeah. And I mean, that's what I say. It's
So as you can see, I'm going to getting this smaller ones done before I get the big one. So if I do the big one and it pops just like, you see how fast that popped off, it might affect the smaller sides and it might rip some of the actual piece we want to use. So we want to be careful.
Like, do we want to try to combine? Figure out a way to combine this. Or we got this.
I just need to go to the box.
Well, no, but,
Get working on the parts.
well, no, but that's the thing is, this and this and this are all together.
Yep.
But they're not. So we need to find the rest of it as if we can put it back.
Yeah.
All right. So there's definitely some mold through here. Not mold, but mold line.
And the reason why I don't want to like just take random wall panels and put them together is because now we end up with stuff like this. Where
Yeah.
you can tell that's not supposed to be there.
All right. Go here. Smooth that out. All righty. They have different, yep, they have opposite things. All right. And then the last two pieces to clip off are going to be ooh. All righty. That actually has, that was good. No mold lines or anything on it. Y'all, how long has my mic been muted?
All night.
No, it hasn't. I think I just clicked it when I was grabbing something. I'm hoping. Because I've been just a talking. Do you know when I'm live streaming so you can come annoy me? Is that what's happening? Yeah? Get tired of pulling people over in Vermont?
Oh, you're starting.
Yeah. So, but anyway, we got this clipped off the screw. I'm not going to go any further tonight. We'll cut it early tonight. The next time we will go through washing this and cleaning it so that we can glue it, or at least the pieces we are going to glue, and then we'll start priming and painting next time. So let's go ahead and clean up. Yes.
This will give you a few months worth of strain.
Yeah. All right. So we're going to keep all this safe. So we got the first piece that we actually took the longest probably because this whole thing was filled in.
Oh.
And the back door.
Okay.
And the Maserati seats and the princess himself's.
Okay.
And let's get his handle we broke. Make sure that gets put in there.
Nice.
And his arms. And the Maserati. And their arms. And their arms. Huh?
Price of mercy.
Yeah.
So much.
And then the sensor array. And the two sides of the face. As long as they're tubing. And the top of the dome. As well as the two shields that aren't part of the head, but they came in the headset anyway. And the throne in case we didn't put the guy in there, which I'm going to keep and use as a piece of terrain later. Trevor doesn't need to know. All right, guys. So that was step one. I know we only did it for about an hour today, whatever. But we're going to get another piece of a couple supplies so that we're really ready to get truly started next time. And we'll go through the cleaning, and I will have my phone charged so I can go the JD mobile so I can take you with me to the bathroom. That's going to be awesome.
You might want to invest in a hobby saw for some of the.
Oh, we'll look at that when we get to the bigger one. Okay. Yeah, the instructions literally say have one, so it'll be fun. But anyway, that's all I've got for you tonight. I will see you tomorrow at 5 o'clock for paint night, where chances are I'll paint something Marvel. Yeah, it'll look like crap. All right, so, and I got to clean all this up because look at all this debris. All right, y'all have a good evening. Remember, Gamers and Geeks, not just a game store, it's a gaming community. I still can't roll sixes. It's awesome. There you go, and I will see you tomorrow. Thanks, guys. Bye.